I leaned over to turn off her phone alarm. We'd been together for 7 years. We were basically best friends. But right there, lighting up the screen, was a text from a guy named Kevin. He was telling her exactly how much he loved and missed her last night. My stomach completely dropped. This was the same girl who just got back from a trip complaining about how lonely and sad she was. Well, now, my heart is pounding out of my chest. And I realize the woman sleeping next to me has been living a total double life. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This post is by a user called Kamequatenator. And guys, this one is a massive emotional roller coaster. Let's just get straight into it. I've been in a relationship with my girlfriend for 7 years now. We're both 32. Which means we spent our entire mid to late 20s together. When you are with someone for that long, they become your family. We've had our ups and downs, obviously. Any normal couple does. Recently, we even started going to couples therapy. We were trying to figure out our relationship, putting in the real work, pressing that effort button, you know. We wanted to make sure we were on the same page while we chased our own personal dreams. With all of that dream chasing, there had been some serious talk about her moving to London for her career. It's something that came up a few years ago, and we both approached it like adults. We thought, hey, maybe we can try a long-distance relationship, just see how we go. When that time finally comes, I wanted to support her. Basically, back in November, she graduated from university. It was a massive deal. To reward herself for all her hard work and late-night studying, she gifted herself a trip, a little dance workshop over in Africa. I was fully on board with it. I've been there for her during some of her absolute hardest times, so I wanted her to go out, have fun, and celebrate. She left for the camp in December, and I actually flew out to go meet her there in January. We honestly had a lovely time. The place was beautiful, the vibe was great, and on the surface everything was okay. But looking back now, things did feel a bit off. Just weird little things. The usual red flags that you try to ignore when you really trust someone. For example, someone was constantly calling her phone. She would always walk off to have hushed chats away from me. She was acting super shady with her text messages, like tilting her phone away. I even told her one day, hey, this person is calling you. She just brushed it off and said she'd call her back. To my complete surprise, I did some digging later, and that her was actually a him. I'll call him Kevin. Now, she's always been pretty open with her travels and about how some men try to hit on her when she's out and about. Because she had always been so transparent about that stuff in the past, I honestly didn't think much of it. I figured Kevin was just some annoying guy she was dealing with. Fast forward to March, and she ended up flying back out there. She had gotten some grant funding for her work, so it made sense for her to go back. My alarm bells weren't exactly ringing, but I did have this weird, deep feeling in my gut that something might be happening while she was over there. We tried to keep in contact every day, so my guard was lowered. When she came back, though, she was acting completely different. She was somewhat disappointed and told me she had a very underwhelming experience. She said she felt lonely the whole time and felt like she was just babysitting or mothering the new friends she made there. I felt bad for her. I really did. Then came this morning. We woke up, and she went to the toilet. Her phone alarm started going off, so I casually reached over to turn it off, and that is when I saw it. Right there on the lock screen was a message from Kevin. He was talking about how much he loved and missed her. Instantly, the alarm bells in my head went off. My heart dropped into my shoes. It is not my proudest moment, but I needed some clarity. I was drowning in this sudden feeling of intense betrayal. It's a feeling I've actually had before with a previous girlfriend who slept with a dear friend of mine, so all that old trauma just came flooding back. My hands were shaking. So, later, while she was out of the house, I went onto her laptop, and I saw everything. There were so many messages, a lot of messages and pictures between the two of them, talking about their love and their long-distance relationship. But here is the crazy, funny thing about all of this. She found out that Kevin actually has a wife and a daughter. One of Kevin's replies to her was him getting mad because she asked his friends if he was seeing other women. He was literally scolding her. In the messages, she talked about how, when she was over there in March, she felt like a complete afterthought. He didn't show up to things, didn't give her attention, and didn't even care that she was there. Suddenly, her coming back and saying she felt lonely made total sense. She wasn't lonely because she missed me, she was lonely because her married boyfriend was ignoring her. Both times she came back from Africa, she had thrush, which was a bit of a red flag that I stupidly ignored. And as soon as she got back, she straight away told me to put on a condom, saying she was getting surgery for a coil. That was another huge flag. I guess she knew she was sleeping around and didn't want to give me and stay. I took screenshots of the messages, so I am 100% certain about what I saw. I felt so hurt, so confused, and so unsure of how to approach the conversation. Part of me wanted to understand what happened, but I was also just struggling with the massive betrayal. Eventually, I confronted her, and the way she reacted was insane. First, she began to lie. She said they were just acquaintances. Then the story changed to, I've only met him a few times. Then it was, we're just friends. Then, okay, we kissed. Then, I wasn't sure about us and thought he might be boyfriend material. Finally, after dragging it out, she said, yes, I did bang him. It took her forever to finally confess, and I'm not even sure if that's the entire truth, but at least I got an admission. I immediately kicked her out of the house. She's staying with a friend now. I've asked her to get her stuff out in the next 2 weeks, which she is slowly doing. I messaged all the people that needed to know. Her family reached out to me, and I told them to please check in on her and take care of her, because I can no longer do it. I have to protect my own mental health. Her family actually apologized to me, which was nice. I told my friends the honest truth, and they showered me with love. Oddly enough, I don't feel too much hate right now. I just feel sad for her. Because of her actions, she looks worse off now than when we first met. She's been trying to call me, but I haven't been picking up. She keeps messaging me about house things, dropping in little lines like, I feel like I'm missing a part of myself. I really miss you. Thursdays were our couples therapy days, and she actually messaged me asking if I was still going. She said it would be best for both of us to go. She was my best friend for almost 8 years. So, it's difficult to see her struggle with this guilt and regret, but for the most part, I need to look after myself, stay busy, and keep my friends close. Man, reading that post just makes you want to scream. The community did not hold back at all. They stepped up to give this guy the reality check he absolutely needed. Let's look at some of the top comments. One user pointed out how crazy the therapy request was, saying, if she's asking you about attending a couples counseling session, she firmly believes that there's still a chance you will take her back. You should make it abundantly clear that you have zero interest. Instead of going to couples counseling for a relationship that is completely over, go to individual therapy for yourself. It's a much better investment. What she's doing right now is manipulative and self-serving. Don't fall for it. A real friend would not treat you the way she has. Go no contact with her and protect your own peace. Another commenter brought up a really smart point about her living situation. This worked out really poorly for her finances. She wasn't able to steal the wealthy married man, and now she lost the ability to split rent and household expenses with you. She's reduced to crashing on friends' couches. Naturally, she would be way better off if she could fix things with you for the next few months. She'd get rid of her financial stress, eat good food, and then she could easily go back out onto the dating market and monkey branch to a better situation. She's just trying to use you so she doesn't have to be homeless. Let her absorb her own costs. And one of the most important comments said, you asked what you did to cause her cheating. Now, man, cheaters cheat because they choose to. It's not anything the other person did or deserved. She was going through a serious midlife crisis, wanting to move to London to pursue dance in her 30s, and throwing away an 8-year relationship for a married guy a whole continent away. Walk away clean. Reading this situation, it is just absolutely wild to me how someone can throw away nearly a decade of love, trust, and history for a fantasy that wasn't even real. The original poster and his girlfriend grew up together through their 20s. They were doing the mature thing by going to couples therapy and trying to map out a real future. And while he is sitting at home, supporting her dreams and paying the bills, she is literally flying across the world to chase a married man who treats her like garbage. What really gets under my skin is the trickle truth during the confrontation. When you get caught cheating, the absolute least you can do is just own up to it immediately. But no, she dragged him through 5 different lies. First, they didn't know each other. Then they were friends. Then it was a kiss. And finally the truth. She wasn't trying to protect his feelings. She was trying to protect herself from the consequences. She was trying to see exactly how much he knew so she could get away with the rest. And the audacity to ask him to go to couples counseling after she got kicked out. That is pure manipulation. Like that one commenter said, she just wants to get back into the house because crashing on a friend's couch gets old really fast. She misses the comfort, the security, and the safety net that he provided. She doesn't miss him. She misses what he did for her. To the guy who wrote this, you handled this like an absolute boss. The fact that you didn't yell, you didn't lose your mind. You just calmly packed her life up and told her family the truth. It shows how incredibly mature you are. You dodged a massive bullet. The next few months are going to suck. You are going to miss your best friend, but every time you miss her, just remember that the girl you miss is the one you made up in your head. The real version of her is the one who brought home infections from a married man in Africa. Keep moving forward, bro. You've got this. If you enjoyed the video, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.